Hello and welcome to week 4 of English 111 Johnston Community College Summer 2020. And this week we get to introduce our third paper, which is the argument paper. And I know it's been really busy the last few weeks where we've been writing going. Well, we bought ourselves a little bit of time because you're going to have more time to write the argument paper. So you are welcome. So I try to figure out, because this is one of the more involved papers, and so you will have a little more time to work on it. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So what we're going to be doing is we'll introduce the argument paper. There is readings you can have in your textbook that talk about argument. There's an article, yes, social media is risky. It's kind of gives you an example of how you can present an argument. There's a couple of videos as far as research and how to actually start writing. And you're going to work on choosing a topic for your paper. And then there's also some sources about finding sources. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and look at the stuff that's going to be due this week. And then we'll kind of go through there. So last week you had submitted your first draft of your compare-contrast paper. It's actually compare-contrast paper 1. And then you had feedback, and so you have a full week to go ahead and to get that submitted. Okay, so you'll submit that, and again, that's just right down here, compare-contrast paper. Remember that since this is one of those major papers, you have to click on the thing for plagiarism, which we've already gone over how to do that. Okay, and then really we're introducing kind of the concept of argument and letting you do some research and getting some ideas. So your first draft of your argument paper is not due this week. All right, woohoo! You actually get really kind of 2 full weeks almost to work on your first draft, which is a lot considering this is only the 8-week class. So what you're going to do is, well, let's just kind of go through it. Let's look at the argument paper. So if you click this right here. So for the argument paper, you're going to choose a controversial topic and use persuasive tactics to argue inside that topic. So there's any number of things that we can talk about. And then there's a basic way you're going to be writing this. You're going to have like an introduction and whatever. There's a whole video on this. If you look back here, the research lecture. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that concept of how to write a research paper because that's videos done right there. But for this paper, this is going to be 2 to 5 pages in length, and it's going to be in MLA formatting, and this time you have to include sources. All right, and again, the video for the research lecture will kind of show that. It also shows you some sources where you can get ideas about what to write about, and you can pick and choose. So pick something that's interesting to you, and you can pick any number of things. But again, I won't. The research lecture, kind of goes with that, so I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about that. The 7th portfolio assignment is basically, kind of your reflection after reading, yes, social media is risky. It talks about whether or not businesses should allow social media like Facebook, Pandora, Spotify, whatever, that's, you can be using those while you are at work. Should you do it or should you not do it? So there's this little portfolio here where you kind of, do you agree the company should block sites? Why or why not? And you write at least 300 words. Okay. What else we got going on here? Oh, extra credit! Woohoo! Extra credit, yes. So since we're halfway through the semester, you get 5 points that will be applied to one of your major papers. Remember, major papers are a big part of your grade. So just answer these 3 questions. What's working in this class? What's not working well, or something you changed about this class? And what suggestions do you have for Professor Morgan to improve the class? I'm constantly trying to adjust this class to make it, more user-friendly and more, add clarity and stuff like this. Keep in mind that I don't have the power to change how, it's like, oh, you need to make this 8-week class a 10-week class. I can't change that. That's set by the school. I have to play within the rules that the school sends. It's really about the structure of how the class works and how this is going on. And then last but not least is you will post an outline with 3 references. So basically what I'm looking for Portfolio 8 is you should kind of list, hey, my topic is this, and I found these 3 sources that I'm going to use to write my paper. Okay, and again, once you've read the stuff about arguing in the textbook and watch these videos, it'll make more sense as far as what I'm talking about research and where you can go and how to find resources and stuff like that. Okay? Okay. All right, so that is it for week number 4. So I would not wait till next week to start working on your paper. So, because it is going to be a little more involved. The first 2 papers were really, the first one was a narrative where you just got to write a story about yourself, and the second one you just kind of did compare and contrast, where really it was just your opinion. You can write down whatever you wanted to. This one you can't. You have to actually write out, this is like your academic paper where you have to, you can't use your own opinion. It doesn't, that doesn't work for research papers. You have to remove yourself completely. And so keep that in mind. So again, that's it for week number 4.